Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm kind of sorry for the delay in videos. I've been super busy kind of dealing with the second half of my senior year and it's been snowing like crazy, so I have no motivation to do anything. Um, and I also had to fly out to California to tour a college, so it's just been a lot on me. But I thought today, in honor of Black History Month, we are going to be celebrating some iconic Black characters in movies and TV shows. Now, I just want to say that this list is not like how I see like the characters in their shows or movies. They're just some of my favorites. A lot of them are fictional, but there's like some that are actual real people who are voicing themselves, and then I have one person who is from a reality TV show on here. Um, so I just want to put that out there. All right, let's get into it. But first, we have some honorable mentions. We have Pope or Poe from Outer Banks. He is such a fun character, in my opinion. I love him so much. He's my second favorite character after JJ. And then jumping into kind of the real life or reality like competition shows, kind of, if you could call them that. I have Keo Montsepe from Dancing with the Stars. He was a pro on Dancing with the Stars for a really long time, and the last season that he was in, to my knowledge, was season 29, I believe. And then more competition people from shows. We have one of the co-hosts of American Ninja Warrior, Akbar. I used to watch American Ninja Warrior a lot when I was a kid, and I just love him personally, him and Matt, but he has like a special place in my heart. And then speaking of American Ninja Warrior, we got Najee Richardson. He was someone I also loved as a kid. I just think he's so cool and he's so athletic and just so talented. And then another kind of real person, not on a competition show, but nonetheless famous for being an athlete. We have WWE superstar Naomi. I think she is awesome. She's not on Raw or SmackDown right now because she's pregnant with her first child, but she's so cool and talented, and I love her gear and her moves. She just amazing. Love the woman. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so at number 20 on my list, yes, I have 20 characters. I'm kind of cheating with this one, but we have Kofi Kingston in Scooby-Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon. Now, he is just absolutely perfect. I love Kofi Kingston. He's, again, probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but he's just so much fun in this movie. He's on his little like hoverboard bike thing.
Your eye in the sky, the man who can fly, Kofi Kingston, reporting to you from above the action.
I don't really know. It's been a hot minute since I've watched it. But I love him so much. He's just so silly and fun, and it's always good to see Kofi Kingston in anything. I don't know if anyone remembers him in Kicking It, but he's in an episode of that. But yeah, I mean, this was kind of just an excuse for me to talk about Kofi Kingston. I love him so much. Like, genuinely, he's perfect. I love him. At number 19, kind of like Kofi Kingston, I have two WWE wrestlers who voice themselves in an animated movie. So I have Jay and Jimmy Uso, who are in Jetsons and WWE Robo WrestleMania. Now, these two, if you do watch anything WWE related, are hilarious. They are so much fun. I love them both for different reasons. And they were the best part of the movie.
Time to get Uso crazy. Uso!
I would say that out of all of the superstars that appear in the movie, the two of them are probably my favorite. And then I know a little bit more about Jimmy than I know about Jay. But if you watch like Total Divas or something, he's the best character. He's just so funny. I love his relationship with Naomi. Also, in real life, they're adorable. They're expecting their first child together, so happy for them. yeah, again, this was just an excuse for me to talk about the Uso brothers. I love them so much. I love Jay. I want to learn more about him. Um, he's great and hilarious and funny. So, but yeah, that is number 19. At number 18, jumping into the fictional characters, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Derek Morgan from Criminal Minds. I love this man so much. Derek is hands down one of the funniest characters in the show. He has some of the best lines.
Hi, hi.
Hey, baby girl, I need you to work that magic for me.
And his chemistry with the whole cast is awesome. I mean, that is particularly praise for Shamar Moore. He's fantastic in the role. But there's just something about Derek. He's so funny and sweet, and he's such a badass also. There's so many clips or videos, if you watch the show, of him just like beating the shit out of someone or clocking their tea. He's great and he's really funny. And he has some of the best catchphrases in the show. And him and Spencer are just constantly like at each other, and it's the best thing ever.
Crush you. What? Okay, kid, that was cute. But that's all you got?
So, number 18 is Derek Morgan. At number 17, this is our first girl on the list. We have Shuri, aka Black Panther from the MCU. Now, I love her with every bone in my body. Shuri is hands down, I think, one of the funniest MCU characters.
Great, another broken white boy for us to fix.
She's a genius. She is super funny. And I think her and T'Challa's kind of banter in the first movie is adorable.
What do you know?
More than you.
Can't wait to see what kind of update you make to your ceremonial outfit. Shuri!
And then watching her in the second movie is really interesting, seeing her go through kind of the challenges and what she has to, like the grief that she has to go through. Because if you've seen the movie, you know that T'Challa dies in the first like 5 minutes, and then later on, her mom dies. Like, and I feel so bad for her, but she is such a strong soul and she's super confident. And she's kind of like smarter than some of the guy Avengers. Like in Infinity War, there's this scene where Vision is like laying on a table.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
So good for you, Shuri girl. You knew what you were doing. But yeah, nonetheless, I love her. She's great. I want to see more of her, so I'm excited. So Shuri is number 17. At number 16, we have Finn from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Now, I'm very well aware that a lot of these movies suck, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about Finn. And if you haven't seen the sequel trilogy, kind of how it is that Finn used to be a stormtrooper, but then he left and joined Rey and all the rebels, and he is awesome. Now, something that does piss me off is that Disney, I think, originally was like marketing the shit out of him because they were like, oh, he's gonna be like the next big like Luke Skywalker type character, and then they just completely abandoned him. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, even the actor who plays Finn, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm so sorry. He was like, yeah, it was a big waste of potential and it was a big like waste of an opportunity, and I don't blame him. But nonetheless, I love Finn. He's one of my favorite characters. I wish we got more of him, but that's Disney's fault. That's not the actor's fault. I feel really bad. And also like The Force Awakens was one of like the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. I saw it on opening weekend, fun fact. Yeah, I love Finn. There's something special about him. So Finn is at number 16. At number 15, we have Pete Ross from Smallville. Before there was Jimmy Olsen, there was Pete Ross. Oh my god, I love Pete so much. He is such a fun character. I feel like he really helps the dynamic between Clark and him, and also Chloe. The three of them are just the cutest, like, little trio of friends. Pete is so funny, and no wonder Clark immediately told Pete about his secret to him first before he told Chloe. Like, and Pete went through a whole hell of a lot. The poor guy's mom was like, what is going on here? He had to move because it was so bad. I kind of wish we got more of Pete throughout the show. The next time he appears after season 3 is in season 7. And you better believe I was a happy camper when he showed up on my screen. But yeah, not like, Pete's just perfect. I love him so much. I had no idea that he was a character in the comics. I thought he was created for the show, so it's interesting to see that. But like, looking at other iterations of Pete appearing in media, this version's just the best in my opinion, and he's perfect. Nothing else to say. And I always am like, don't you hate on my boy Pete? He's perfect. So Pete Ross comes in at number 15. Coming in at number 14 is Sammy from the movie Sinners. Now, I watched Sinners on New Year's Day and fell in love. I was so invested in this movie. So for those of you who haven't seen Sinners, Sammy is like the main character, and he is cousins with the two characters that Michael B. Jordan plays. And the bro is just that guy. He is so talented, and kind of a spoiler alert, but he's the only one who like low-key survives this like crazy vampire attack in the movie. He's just a badass, and the actor who plays him, this was like his feature film debut, so he did a fabulous job. So I'm really hoping come Oscar season that Sinners clears the Oscars. It was the most nominated movie like ever, I think, actually, for this year. It broke that record. So I'm hoping I better see a clean sweep. That movie was perfect. At number 13, this one was kind of hard, so I brought in a group of people, but it is the main cast of Everybody Hates Chris. This show is about Chris Rock's childhood and him growing up in New York City. This show is so funny, and it has no reason to be that funny. It's just so good. There's great jokes.
I say, that sounds expensive.
There's not really any jokes where it's like super offensive.
Nice shoes, Bojangles.
Bojangles? That's not what your mother called me when I was tap dancing in her drawers last night.
I know you think I'm crazy, but if I let him get away with that, he'd be doing it all year. Now, I couldn't beat him, but I thought maybe I could out-black him.
What? Did I stutter?
Do you know who I am?
You step on my shoe again, I'm gonna tell you who I am.
And it's just always so much fun. The cast does an amazing job. Like, any scene they're in, it's great. One of my favorite recurring gags is with the dad, Julius. He's like super cheap, and he loves to like say to his kids, he's like,
That's almost $2 worth of candy in the garbage.
so it's just so great. I would totally recommend, if you want to watch like a comedy show, go watch Everybody Hates Chris. It's so much fun. So yeah, the cast of Everybody Hates Chris is number 13. At number 12, we have Green Lantern, John Stewart from the DC universe. Oh my god. So if you've seen my DC AU YouTube video, you know that over the summer I watched a lot of the DC AU shows and movies, and John Stewart is one of the main characters in this universe, and he is perfect. I think something that helps is that having only one Green Lantern, well, not one, but like one in the Justice League for right now. Like, there's no Hal Jordan. I kind of like that, but there's just something about John. I think he's so cool. I think he's obviously like older than a lot of them, so that helps. The guy knows what he's doing. he has some good lines.
I did everything I could.
I wish you hadn't.
I think his relationship with Shaira before everything went to hell was really cute, and I think in Justice League Unlimited, his relationship with Vixen was really nice. My favorite kind of team up with him is the Flash in him.
You mean she's a spy? Cool.
She was spying on us.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
They're so funny. They're absolutely perfect together. And I think Phil Lamar, who is John's voice actor, truly shows like how good of a Green Lantern John Stewart is. But yeah, nonetheless, he's perfect. So I'm so excited to see him in the new Lanterns TV show that's coming out soon. I'm hoping John Stewart's in that show. I really don't know. So I'm excited. So John Stewart is at number 12. At number 11, we have the most iconic captain of a police precinct, Captain Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, Raymond. You are truly an icon. If you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know that the show has too many fabulous quotes and scenes that are just so funny. And half of them, I would like to say, feature Mr. Raymond Holt. So he runs the 9-9 precinct, and he is kind of just like the father of all of these children. He is so funny. He talks in a very like nonchalant tone, so he'll be like, yes, good work, Santiago. So I think that just works well because everyone else is very like either super high energy or super serious. So having someone kind of be in the middle of that, I think, really works. And something that is really interesting about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is that I don't think, like, to my knowledge, I didn't really know that, like, other characters who were both, like, people of color and who are gay. And I think it was really cool to see someone, a main character or main cast member on a TV show be, you know, black and be a gay character and also be the head of a police precinct. I think that's really cool. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. Nonetheless, I mean, when I talk about Captain Holt, like, it just gets me so emotional because, like, knowing Andre Braugher, he was so funny and he seemed like a fabulous guy. So I miss him so much. Rest in peace, King. And yeah, Holt has just some of the better lines in the show.
Santiago, you will tell us, and you will tell us now.
There's a problem at the bank.
Hot damn!
Probably one of my favorite lines is,
"How dare you, Detective Diaz? I am your superior officer!"
He's just perfect. I know I've been saying a lot about that with a lot of these characters, but, you know, there's just something about Holt that was so special to so many people, and that is so special to this day. So, Holt is at number 11. All right, we are officially in the top 10. So, at number 10, we have Disney's first official Black princess, Miss Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. Oh, Tiana, how I love her. She is just perfect she's so fabulous. She is, first off, a working girly. She has her dream. She's like, I want to open my restaurant because that was my dad's dream and he never got to have that. She really, for most of the movie, was like, I don't got time for no man. Like, I want to make my dream work. I want to make it come true. She has a cute, supportive best friend. Gotta love Lottie. She's great. Her mom's funny. Her mom's like, you know, it's important to have your dreams, but, like, you can find love too. And I think with her also going on that journey of appreciating not only your dream, but the other things in life, I think that's important. I don't really know if that's the message of the movie, but that's what I take away from it when I watch it. And her relationship with Naveen is adorable. She has one of my favorite princess dresses, some of my favorite songs. Almost There is such a banger. It is so good. It's just so much fun. I'm so glad that they chose to retheme Splash Mountain to Tiana. It's just a really enjoyable thing to think about, and it's just fabulous. So I'm so happy that little girls can grow up with Tiana, knowing how much of inspiration she is. So yeah, Tiana is at number 10. At number 9, we have Sam Wilson, also the Falcon, also now Captain America from the MCU. I love Sam. He is such a badass. He is so cool. The minute he gets introduced in Captain America the Winter Soldier, he is just right on the money. He's like, hi, like, I'm Sam Wilson, and, you know, you've been kicking my ass every day on our morning runs, being like, you know, on your left and whatever, but still, nice to meet you. And then later in the movie, he shows up to bring the guy that Black Widow kicked off the roof, and he's like, no, like, just because they're a bad person, like, we may need to keep them alive for this one. And this man was out here in jeans kicking everyone's ass, and I love that for him. So having him say to Cap in Avengers Endgame, hey, on your left, just was perfect. Also, I love his friendship with Bucky, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was such a great show.
Who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
So you see my point.
And overall, Sam is just such a fun character. Again, that is in part to Anthony Mackie. Absolute legend. Love that man. So for all of you people who were giving him shit for Captain America, get over it. Like, Steve Rogers, well, he's coming back in Doomsday, but, like, still, get over it. This is our Captain America. Deal with it. He is that guy. He's a good person. And it's not Mackie's fault that the movie was bad. That's Disney's fault. That's Marvel's fault for the writing. So leave him alone. That's my Captain America right there. So yeah, Sam is at number 9. At number 8, we have the GOAT, Andre Harris from Victorious. I love him so much. The older I get, the more funny I would say Andre is.
Oh, that girl is smoking hot. I'm serious. I should shut up.
He has some of the best lines in the show. He has some great outfits, and his music. Holy crap. The man was cooking every single time he sang. Even when he's just playing an instrument. Like, he was cooking. He came to work and clear. Side note, I kind of wish him and Tori started dating. I ship Tori and Andre. I'm one of those people. He's just such a fun character. Andre is so iconic. Again, that's more in part to Leon Thomas III doing a great job. So when he won his Grammys recently, I was a happy camper. I was like, yes, man, you get that. You earned that shit. I love Andre. Some of the best songs, obviously, from Victorious are sung like he's in them, obviously. Some of the best lines, like peak comedy. So I love Andre Harris. He is so special and funny. So yeah, he comes in at number 8. At number 7, we have the King of Wakanda himself, T'Challa from the MCU. Oh, Chadwick, I miss you. I think what made T'Challa so special is that Chadwick, what he brought to the performance was really strong, but going into T'Challa, even in Civil War, like, he is at first, like, you know, he's just there with his dad to, like, have a press conference about something, and then he goes into full beast mode because when his dad dies, he's like, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch who killed him, so, like, they better pray to mercy.
Don't bother Miss Romanoff. I'll kill him myself.
And he is a badass. Even in the fight later, when Clint is like,
I'm Clint. I don't care.
Yes! Own your shit, T'Challa. Like, we don't got time for this. And then moving into his own movie, he's phenomenal. Like, he knew going back to Wakanda, he's like, I have to step up. I have to now essentially be king of this entire nation. And I am nervous, but like, I can try. And he's a confident leader. He's strong. He cares about his people. He's iconic. He has some of the best, I would say, monologues or sentences in the movie. And when he comes back towards like the final battle, towards the final battle of the movie, he's like, as you can see, I am not dead. Chills, man. Literal chills. I mean, there's so much more I can't even say about him. He was just perfect. And I'm so sad that Chadwick was taken from us too soon. You know, there could have been something so interesting to do with his character. I think with what he was in was really well done for the most part. So I really miss T'Challa. I miss Chadwick really badly. So yeah, T'Challa comes in at number 7. At number 6, we have Miles Morales, also known as Spider-Man. Oh, Miles, he's so special. I love him. He's so funny. Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse also are great movies. I've also played some of the Spider-Man video games as Miles. Miles is just such a fun character. I think something that does help is that he is a teenager, so everyone can see a little bit of themselves in Miles. But he also does, like, for the most part, like, pretty relatable teenage stuff. There's this one scene in Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, sorry, where I think he's not paying attention in class, and then the teacher calls on him. He's like, I don't know the answer. And I'm not saying, like, oh, that scene is, like, me as a person, I only relate to that scene. Like, everyone can relate to that. He has a kick-ass costume. I love the red and black. He has great moves. He's just a fun character. Miles is so much fun. And he has, again, some great lines. And even in Across the Spider-Verse, he's like, no, I don't want to have to make this decision of, either the people die or my dad dies. I want to try and find another way to solve it. And I think him trying to figure out a positive way, that's so important. I think that's really sweet. So I'm excited to see where Miles' story continues. And I want Miles in the MCU. Come on, we've waited how long for him? Come on. So yeah, Miles Morales is at number 6. Moving into our top 5, we have another teenage superhero, Virgil Hawkins, aka Static from Static Shock. Again, you can go watch my video about the DCAU because I, again, go on a long explanation on why I love Virgil so much. Virgil is around 14 years old in the first season of the show, but nonetheless, he's so much fun. He immediately, embraces his new power, and he starts doing, normal teenage things with his power. He cleans up his room with his powers, or is takes the electricity away from a phone or a computer. It's so cool what he does and what he's able to do. And he's just fun. He has some great lines.
And I'm Beyonce.
I love his friendship with Richie and him meeting all the members of the Justice League and Batman. He's so excited, and it's so cute to see.
Batman!
Hi, it's Static, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, man, I cannot believe I'm shaking hands with Robin, the Boy Wonder.
Let's skip the Boy Wonder stuff, huh? I'm getting kind of old for it.
Because he's just a kid, essentially, who doesn't really exist in the public's eye outside of his little small town. But he's adorable. I love Virgil. He's my god, Virgil's so funny. And the other thing that Virgil is able to do is that he goes through stuff that so many people I think can relate to, having just a single parent, having an older sister or an older sibling who is making your meals. And I think that what that part specifically about Virgil is why I love him so much, is because, again, so many people can see themselves in Virgil, and I think that really matters. And again, Phil LaMarr does a phenomenal job as Virgil, so I would love to see more static content in the future, or Black Lightning. But again, perfect. I love him so much. So Virgil Hawkins is at number 5. All right, number 4. Kind of getting back into this is an actual person category, but they didn't voice themselves in an animated form. We have my girl, Nia Sue Frazier from Dance Moms. Now, it is really hard to rewatch Dance Moms after what all of the girls have said and also what the moms have said, but for the longest time, I have loved Nia. Nia is so just beautiful, I think. Well, of course, she's gorgeous. She's educated, again, queen, and I don't care what anyone says. Like, the show made it look like she wasn't a good dancer. She's phenomenal. Even on the show where they were like, oh, Nia's the weakest link, like, girl, where? Girl, where? Like, Nia is so strong in so many moves. I love a lot of Nia's solos, like a lot of the normal ones, not stereotypical ones. I think she has some great interviews. I love when she stands up for herself.
If I've had more opportunities, maybe I would have been better at it. How things work here, whenever Maddie would be the lead of the group dance, she would be at the top if we won.
Absolutely.
Like, yes, you kind of gagged. You ate that shit up, queen. And anytime she was on top of the pyramid, I was so excited for her because I was like, yes, girl, like, you get it. I kind of relate to Nia in the sense that, like, being an underdog and, like, finally getting the credit you deserve. So I totally get where Nia's coming from in that sense, and that's why I love her so much. I have yet to read her book. I really want to read her book really badly. I just have not had the time to get, like, a physical copy, and I don't own Audible. But, again, Nia is just so special to me. I love her so much. And Dr. Holly, absolute icon, queen. But Nia comes in at number 4. At number 3, we have Cyborg from the DC universe. Now, a lot of people my age specifically were introduced to Cyborg through Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go. And yeah, I mean, he is, I feel like, the perfect kind of character to introduce to kids. He is such an interesting character. I think his backstory is one of my favorites personally, because, like, he was a high schooler who had this accident happen to him, and then he was turned into this robot. And he struggled with it at first, and he still kind of struggles with certain things, but he, like, also likes his perks that he does have. And I think that's really strong. A lot of the scenes in the original show with him, I think, are really well done, especially the scene with him and Starfire.
So he's calling you a terrible name. And you know that if you punch him out, it'll just confirm all the bad stuff he thinks about you.
Yes. You know what it feels like to be judged simply because of how you look?
Of course I do. I'm part robot. Let's go find Robin.
Oh, just so beautiful. And then skipping to Teen Titans Go. Obviously, it's not as serious as the original cartoon, but Cyborg has some of the best lines, the best scenes.
Lights out and night light on. Night light out, lights on, lights on, lights on, lights on, lights on, lights on, lights on. Ah! I do not like the dark. I can't see where things are. I gotta find the light. No, no, oh, my shin, my solar plexus.
Cyborg, Is everything okay?
We heard the screams of the little girl.
Ah! Eight-eyed monster!
Ah! You have a problem, Tin Man?
Yeah, it's 4 feet tall and smells like cheap hair gel.
Some of the best songs. He's just great. And I love his relationship with Jinx. I think they're really cute. And then, again, with the original show, like, Cyborg also has some really funny lines, and it is really impactful. Also, yeah, just him saying booyah, perfect. I love Carrie Payton. He is probably the one person that I always imagine being Cyborg. Anytime he's not Cyborg, I'm like, that does not sound like Cyborg at all. But Cyborg was one of like the first superheroes I knew when I was a kid. So for that alone, I love him. So yeah, Cyborg is at number 3. At number 2, we have Eric Killmonger from Black Panther. Ooh, this man is a legend. Let me just say that. One of my favorite MCU villains of all time. So for those of you who have seen the movie, he is T'Challa's cousin. And he basically kind of is like, oh, I want to share the technology of Wakanda. I want to share it with the outside world. But he kind of wants to do it in the wrong way. If that makes any sense. I kind of forgot what he actually wanted to do. So, my bad. But nonetheless, he's just such a, he's such a jerk, but in a way where it's like you can't not look at him and root for him secretly. You know, he has a right idea, wrong execution. He's that type of character. And also something that helps is that he's portrayed by one of the finest looking men in Hollywood. I love Michael B. Jordan. Oh my god. This man, absolute legend. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, Killmonger he's an ex-Navy SEAL, and so my dad used to be a Navy SEAL. That's really cool. And there's also, again, great lines like,
nah, I'm your king.
Chills, or where he's like,
hey, auntie.
Great. I don't know, it's just, he is so cool. So when he did show up in Shuri's Dream in the sequel, I was so excited. I was like, yes, come, please. So yeah, Eric Killmonger is at number 2. And finally, at number 1, we have probably one of the better characters to come out of TV recently, Lucas Sinclair from Stranger Things. Lucas is my second favorite out of the boys. I love Dustin, obviously. He's my first favorite. But then I would pick Lucas. Everything about Lucas is just amazing. I love his style. Fire outfits, by the way. His motivations. In this first season, obviously, he's kind of mean to Eleven because he's like, I don't really know who you are. Like, you're some freaky, weird chick, and I just want to find one of my friends. But he eventually is like, oh, no, I'm sorry for the way I was acting. And I was being really mean and rude, and you're really cool. And I think what Lucas does throughout the show is really sweet. In the second season, he's like, you know, you're all being mean to Max, and I just want to be nice to her. In season 3, he is a pretty decent boyfriend, I might add. In season 4, the guy just wants to be popular. He doesn't want to get bullied in high school, which is totally fair and valid from his perspective, because he just wants to, you know, have that kind of connection with his peers. And then in season 5, the man is phenomenal. When they're getting attacked in the hospital by the Demodogs, Robin is like, you need to turn the cassette tape off. And he's like, no. Like, we are keeping that shit on. I want my girl Max to wake up out of this coma. He was there the whole time. And he was carrying her while they were being attacked. You go, Lucas. And when him and Max hugged, it was just the sweetest thing ever. And even in the last few minutes of the finale, when they're talking and he's like, oh, you better not break any more bones. It's just so sweet. I love Lucas. He was truly amazing. And also, Love you, Caleb McLaughlin. He's my birthday twin, fun fact. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm, again, so sorry for the delay and the longer delay that is going to be coming because I'm going to be in Ecuador for 2 weeks in the beginning of March, and then I'm going to be on spring break, and I will probably be traveling a lot, so I don't really know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll try to get a video out, you know, when I'm back from Ecuador, so we'll have to see. But please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!